ho there, my lovies. Welcome back to Crazy But Not Dangerous. I'm Shorty Vaughn. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Hot diggity, you made it through half of the week. We're almost there to the weekend. So let's get to our tales from the step stool. I want to tell you about my mom, Georgia Vaughn. But first, I've got to put a little disclaimer in here that we will be talking about sex. I'm not getting explicit, but if you're watching this with someone who's younger and you don't want to answer any uncomfortable questions, send them into the other room to go watch cartoons or something like that. So the subject matter today is a little bit sexy. S.E.X. So here we go. That's your disclaimer. You've been warned. So my mother, God bless her. My mother was very inexperienced when it came to sex. Even though she had 9 children, she married very young. She married my father. That was her one true love, her first kiss, her first everything. So what she knew about sex was pretty much what my father taught her. And all the information was not correct. Anyhow, he liked what he liked, she liked what she liked, and it must have worked because they got together for 48 years. And my bedroom was just on the other side of hers, and I can tell you, even as they aged, you don't want, no matter how old you get, you don't want to think about your parents getting it on. But yeah, they did. My mother, we're pretty sure that she did not know where babies came from, because when she was giving Melissa and I the facts of life, it was right before school, and we had to go catch the bus, and we had like 5 minutes, and she sat down and told us the facts of life because she thought, I'm going to tell them real quick and then get them the heck out of the house. Anyhow, she's explaining all the ins and outs and what have you, and and afterwards what you do is you get up and you jump up and down, and that will prevent pregnancy. I'm not joking. That's exactly what she told me about contraception. Not how to prevent disease, not really how to prevent pregnancies, because jumping up and down after, now you know how she got 9 kids. Now I know on the other side of her bedroom why it sounded so loud in there, because she was jumping up and down. That does not prevent pregnancy. It doesn't. But now you understand why, sex ed in school might be an okay thing. That's just my personal opinion on it. People think whatever they want. But we did not get good data. Thank goodness for sex education in school. But my mother, she did not know. She did not know. So my father passed away. My mother started this whole dating thing. Hazel Basil, be quiet. Hi. What you doing? You're interrupting my tales from the step stool. Oh, yeah. Look at the refrigerator. She wants a yum. She's not getting a yum. It's 4:30. It's almost dinner time. She'll be fine. Anyhow, so my mother was inexperienced. She did not know a lot about S.E.X. So, my father passed away, and she starts this new journey of trying to trap herself a man. We're hanging out at the Golden Corral. We're answering personal ads. She's joining personal, match groups and stuff like that, and singles clubs, and she's got all of her friends looking for her. You want to see a picture of my friend or my mom? I'm holding it up, and want to go out with her? Can I get your number? We're all trying to because she wants to find herself a new husband. My Aunt Belva, God bless her. My Aunt Belva really wasn't my aunt, but I loved her like an aunt. She was my mother's best friend for about 48 years, and she has gone on to her reward too. So the two of them, they get together, and it's nothing but trouble. Aunt Belva is a bad influence on my mom because she's a little bit more worldly. So at the time, this was 1996, I was working at MCI. Anybody remember Friends and Family? Well, I didn't work in that division. I worked in government markets where we provided communication solutions for various government agencies. And anyhow, so I wasn't an operator. I wasn't calling you on the phone to solicit your friends and family long distance. I worked in a totally different division, but my mother did not understand the difference. She would tell people she's one of those irritating operators that calls and solicits you to, change phone long distance carriers. We don't do long distance now because everybody's got a cell phone with free long distance. Anyhow, that's what my mother thought I did. And so at the time I had a pager. My mother could not figure out how to do the pager. No matter how many times I showed her, she goes, I don't know. So I gave her my work phone number and told her, if you have an emergency, you can just call. The receptionist will find me wherever I'm at, or she will page me for you. At the time I'm in a meeting, which is adjacent to, the conference room is adjacent to reception. So I'm in a meeting and we're talking about this plan and that plan and, you know, how we're going to support this product and yada, yada, yada. And the receptionist comes in and she, excuse me. She comes over and she says, Tanya, you've got an emergency phone call from your mother. Oh Lord, what happened now? Excuse me, everyone. I go out to reception and I pick up the phone. Hi, Mom. What's wrong? Tanya, this is your mother. Yeah, I know. The receptionist already, announced you. This is your mother. Listen, your Aunt Belva and I were sitting around talking. I'm thinking, oh Lord, what are they going to get me into? We were talking. And have you ever heard of something called Karma Sutra? Karma Sutra? What are you talking about, Mom? Now, my mother did not hear well. So oftentimes when you were speaking to her, her brain would interpret it differently. Sometimes she would put in extra consonants or vowels into words. She would say them quite correctly. So, you had to interpret a little bit. Pay attention when Mama talks. Ask probing questions and you'll get there. What are you talking about, Mom? What were you in? Well, your Aunt Belva and I were talking about S.E.X. And she says that maybe one of the problems I'm having keeping a boyfriend is that I do not know much about S.E.X. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. So, are you trying to ask me if I've ever heard of Kama Sutra, the ancient art of lovemaking? Yeah, that's it. That's what your Aunt Belva was talking about. Yeah, that Karma Sutra. Okay. Yeah, Mom, I've heard of that. I've heard of that. I know you have because you had that S.E.X. education. Yep. Heard of Kama Sutra. She says it's a book. Do you think you can get it for me? I need it tonight. You got a date this weekend or something? No, but I just got to get started on learning it up. Okay, Mom. Well, anyhow, can you pick it up and bring it to me? Now, at the time, I was working in downtown Phoenix. It's about 35 miles from where I'm working to Cave Creek, where my mother was living. And I didn't think I was going to get off before like 8 or 9 o'clock. I told her, Mom, I don't think I'm going to get off before 8 or 9 o'clock. It'll probably be like 10 p.m. before you see me. Well, Belva and I will be up all night long. You know us. We're drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes. Okay. All right, Mom. Well, is that the emergency? You got me out of a meeting to ask me to pick up a sexy book for you? Yeah, I gotta get this all figured out. Belva says that's why I can't get a man. Because I'm inexperienced. Okay, well, I don't think this logic is good, but, I'm a dutiful daughter. I'll go pick up Kama Sutra for you. I'll see you after 10, and I hang up the phone. I go back to my meeting, and everybody, is your mom all right? Is your mom? I can tell them that my mama called me with an emergency of picking up a sexy book for her so she could do her, learning it up. I said, my mother will be fine. Don't worry. Don't. And I just sit there and I just kind of hold my head for a few minutes because this is the kind of thing she called for. These are the questions that I would get. I'm just holding my head and okay, whatever. I get back to my desk and I'm like, I'm not getting out of here till like 9 o'clock. Barnes and Noble is going to be closed. Anyhow, I'm thinking, well, the only place besides Barnes and Noble that I know I'm going to be able to get a copy of Kama Sutra is over at the adult bookstore. You know, the one that's open 24 hours. In our town, it looks like a castle. It's called Castle Boutique. And it looks like a castle, and it's gray, and it's got all the turrets and everything like that. And it's the Castle Boutique. And they sell everything from lingerie to God only knows what. But they have a, yeah, I've driven by before. So after work, I go and I park in front of another store, and then because I don't want people to see my car in front of the Castle Boutique. Nope. Park down here and walk about, 100 yards over to the castle. And they ID you when you go in. And, okay, all right, can we help you find anything? I'm here for my mother. They look at me and she needs a copy of the Kama Sutra. You all got that? Yeah. So they take me over to the book and video section, and there's this 2-pack. It's Kama Sutra, the video, and the book, and it is like $80. And back in 1996, $80 was a lot of money. Honestly, I still think $80 is a lot of money. But I bought the book and video combination because I'm thinking she might need something more than just the little drawings in there. So, yeah, so I paid for it. I paid cash for it because I don't want that going on my credit card. And get in my car and then drive 35 miles in the dark at 10 p.m. at night to Cave Creek to go drop off Kama Sutra to my mom. So I walk in, and there's my mom and my Aunt Belva, and they're drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes and chit-chatting, and they've got cookies. So I sit down and have a cookie with them and some coffee and shoot the breeze for a little while. Hand my mom the paper bag. It's like this. They wrapped it up real tight, stapled it for me, and this is what you asked for, Mom. Good luck with your learning it up. She's all excited and everything. I stayed for about half an hour. Then I told him, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go to work in the morning. It's already like 10:30, quarter to 11. I gotta go. I'll see you later. Good luck with your, stuff. And I drive, and I'm driving 35 miles home because we were living in downtown Phoenix at the time because Andrew and I both worked down there. Nobody wants to drive 35 miles back and forth every day. So we were living downtown. So I drive all the way back, and I walk through the door, and at the time we had an answering machine and, cordless telephone. And that answering machine, now, if you remember an answering machine, when you had one message, it would just blink a little bit. If you had more than one message, maybe it blinked a little bit faster. And then if you had a lot of messages, that thing was just blinking and blinking and blinking like nobody's business. I walk through the door, and that thing's just going there. Yeah, it's just going crazy. It's going crazy. So I push the play button. Tanya, this is your mother. What did you bring me? There's naked people in here. They're naked. Lord have mercy. And then she hangs up the phone. Next message. Tanya, this is your mother. This is your... Lord have mercy. People do things like this. What? I don't know. I don't even know if I want a man anymore. If this is the kind of stuff that they want. S.E.X. S.E.X. And go on to the next. Tanya Marie Vaughn. I'm telling you what, this is nothing but a prono. And I don't know. Yeah. I'm looking at the book, and it's got naked pictures in there and descriptions on how you do the Oh, Lord have mercy, girl. What did you... Oh, I can't believe you brought this to my house, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she's all in a dither. Next message. Tanya, this is your mother. I can't have this in my house. You've got to come get this. And I just call her on the phone. I just call... Hi, Mom. Tanya. What did you bring me? That's Kama Sutra, Mom. It's, the ancient art of lovemaking, and it's different positions and different things to think about, and, all the things. It's exactly what you asked for. I can't have this in my house. Lord have mercy. You've got to come back and get it right now. Mom, it's after 11 p.m. and there is no way in Hades that I am going to drive 35 miles to come get this because you don't like it. Well, I can't have it in my house and I'm not paying for it, and I want my $80 back and blah, 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 blah. Mom, I'm not coming to get it tonight. I love you. I'm sorry that it's not what you wanted, but I'll tell you what you do is you put it back in that brown paper sack and you go ahead and you take it outside and you put it behind the planter, and somebody, Andrew or I, will come get it and bring you back your $80. So there's no refunds over at the Castle Boutique. I'm just going to be out $80. But there's no way I'm driving 35 miles to go get her prono. And that was another word that she said incorrectly. She put R's in places. So instead of being a porno, that it was a prono. And she wasn't having that filth, that garbage in her house. She was, yeah. And anyhow, the next night I went over and I got it, gave her her $80. She says, what are you going to do with that? You should take it out to the desert and burn it. Well, I'm not going to take it out to the desert and burn it. I brought it home. We never looked at it. It got stuck in the back of a closet. And then a few years ago, I was cleaning out all the closets, doing a big purge. And I found it. And I said, we don't even have a VCR anymore. Anyhow, Andrew says, are you going to donate it to charity? And I said, honestly, Andrew, S.E.X. I can't donate that to charity. What will they think about us? Anyhow, I just ended up throwing it away, and I was out the $80. And my mother always had a lot of questions about S.E.X. And we tried to, tell her the best that we could. And most of the time she would just shake her head and say, no, I don't need a man that bad. There's no way in Hades I'm doing that stuff. Anyhow, that's the story about my mother and the Kama Sutra and S.E.X. And jumping up and down is not an effective form of birth control. You'll end up with 9 kids all shoved into a station wagon. All right, my lovies. Well, that's the Kama Sutra and my mother. And, yeah, she just thought it was a dirty prono. And she ain't doing none of that naked stuff. S.E.X. All right, be good, be careful. Look both ways. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me for another Tales from the Step Stool. I'll see you later. Bye now.